Yes.
Very good. So let's
Yes.
start with our LIS Woman story. On April 2021, some fabulous ladies received in the mail a box containing some uh, uh, stimulating small objects, a notebook, a glass for a celebration. It was the beginning of LIS Woman. A little introductory gift that was sent out to the first members of the community. And the train of LIS Woman started to leave the station. There were some of us, I've indicated them like, queens or coordinators who were driving, pulling the locomotive and trying to put a lot of energy and steam into it. And then we had a diverse group of ladies. We wanted to have the first group to be representing different types of sectors, different types of professional interest, but also we wanted to stress that these are all international business women. The first community was clearly directed towards the diversity of international women in management. So actually, something started before. It started a little bit earlier in end 2020. We had our dream phase. We started to imagine something. Why at the end of 2020? Because obviously the pandemic accelerated the feeling of isolation that a lot of women in management, especially international, can sometimes feel. There are still very few women in key positions, in decision making positions. And when you are an international and you are, are actually sometimes working outside of your country or dealing with teams that are sitting in many other countries, and you travel a lot, then it's hard to keep up with your network, and the pandemic created this additional isolation that especially penalized those international women. So a couple of us, I sort of, represented the cartoon of Laura and Monica. We started to talk about this, so about this challenge. We have been international as well in our management career in the past. We've been based in different countries. Sometimes we still are, and we travel a lot. And then we wanted to address this level of distance. We involved some other great ladies, also very international. One, an expert in international boards, Pauline, an international CEO, Marie Pascal, and all together we created this dream. A dream in which we saw that together we could call the the international ladies that we could invite, create not only a network but also a support community, a community where we could learn from each other, stimulate each other, and learn and stretch by bringing some leadership training into the program, creating some inspirations by inviting external speakers. Basically, the the symbol of the fleur de lis was a symbol of quality, strength, femininity, but also safety. We wanted to have a safe community for international business women to be together in a non-judgmental space where they could provide mutual support for personal and professional growth altogether. We also envisaged that we would together navigate a sort of a colorful highway of unexpected things, of challenges that could also be very fun and very interesting. And we transformed that dream into practice by putting this train in a in in speed, in full speed, so to speak, and somehow our dreams became the dreams shared by the entire community, and we had some great moments. I have to say that we had some great speakers. Some of the members were speakers themselves. We had discussions, leadership trainings on a number of important subjects, like, for example, how we want to strive for excellence but not for perfection, how we want to be sure that we play on strengths, and I'll try to do the last minimal thing to perfection, like sometimes, good girls have the temptation to do. And we encouraged initiative. We had fantastic contributions by people who actually got the Pioneer Award, which we will continue, and sometimes like Susie and then Lydia, sometimes there were some initiatives, some special type of themes that were opening and involving other people, and we'll continue to work on creating more initiative within the community. There were also, of course, lots of things that happened that made us realize that we could perfect, we could adjust some things to make the program even better. And one thing that we realized was that the highway of the dreams that we imagined was actually in reality not exactly as we wanted it to be. The real highway was still pretty, it's still beautiful, but it required a little bit more structure, and our train kind of did not really fully fit the reality of the highway. What needed to be adjusted? And the other ladies who have been part of giving feedback and implementing new things have helped a lot identify those areas where we could bring the fit a little bit better. And I would say that, in a sense, the first thing that we realized was that maybe we had too much ambitions, maybe we were too much taken by the enthusiasm of the beginning, maybe we wanted to put everything into it. We wanted to we started to offer different levels of membership. So every Wednesday there was something, plus there were additional programs for certain types of level of membership. So there were workbooks to compile, there were lots and lots of things happening, and I call it the generosity challenge. I think that we really wanted to provide something that was really valuable, but we ended up filling the program too much. And so this train got a little bit stuck into this spider web of over complexity. Many questions were raised. Of course, what is really necessary? Do I have to attend every Wednesday? How do I choose? How do I balance? How do I juggle everything? And we said, it's flexible. You can choose, but too many choices. We should have known better. Maybe we were a bit naive, but too many choices sometimes don't facilitate the selection. We needed to be a little bit more crispy, because even if we allowed the flexibility, then when someone didn't attend, there were feelings of guilt, pointing fingers at themselves, I should attend, or pointing fingers at the others, they should attend because we're not enough in number today to have a good discussions. And then there was always the discussion about, what is a good investment of my money and my time to benefit from this program? What is it that I should choose? So we have worked very clearly on simplifying the program. And again, the fact that our fabulous ladies continued to be together and continued to provide enthusiastic feedback was obviously very important for us to work on the simplification. The next thing was, the invitation only, by invitation only trap. How did we get to the people involved? Well, we thought that it would be useful little by little to bring some other people into the community. Now, this is not a network for thousands of people. That's never been the intention. The intention of having a community means that we need to have the time to get to know each other, to have the possibility to meet and to exchange on a rather personal and intimate level. So we didn't want to, just extend it to everyone possible. But between extending it to everyone possible and making it very restricted just by the steering team inviting, there is a big gap. And we realized that we were a little bit, only going into circles, only inviting the people that are already people that myself and the others in the steering team know already. So it became actually not enough inclusive, not enough diverse, which is exactly the opposite of what we wanted at the beginning. A little bit like only one clan, and we needed to consider speaking up more, broadcasting and telling about this program and deciding how to promote and how to invite people, still having a certain selection, because promoting doesn't mean that we just let everybody come in. We want to have a good process for recruitment. We want to be sure that the ladies that we accept to join are clearly committed to give and take. So it's not just attend passively and someone will do things, but it's what can I bring? How can I grow and help others grow? So there will be something that we do in that, and I'll explain a little bit about the changes. But then now we come to a very important change or adjustment. It's more than an adjustment. It's something that came up from a number of discussions where one of us, fabulous Agnes, a marketing guru, said, I'm going to take the initiative. I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide the process of further clarify the communication, because if we want to promote, we want to have a very crispy message. And also for us internally, we all need to be aligned on something that is very essential. We need to be focused, which also helps in simplifying the program. So that is where Agnes took us and helped us to identify a good, solid, clear purpose, a strategy that follows consistently the purpose, and a plan, of course, a specific program. What will be the things, which ones will be the things that we do now, and what are the clear benefits that we all honor and that we communicate externally. So this is the repositioning work, which has taken a few months lately under the guidance of our new pioneer winners, Agnes, who will get the award pretty soon. And I want to mention one last challenge, which is sort of in between the lines emerging already. When we say that we want to recruit and we want to be sure that people commit, obviously it's clear that that not everybody can be present all of the time, even if we simplify the program. It's obvious that people will change. It's expected that some people will change, that some ladies will move somewhere else. It has happened. Moving to a different part of the world and finding it difficult to fit the timings of our meetings. But new ones can come in, and still we need to be sure that we have that commitment. And something happened when Anya, another great initiator, mentioned something happened that was sort of a behavior of the steering team. We were acting a little bit like organizing too much. The teachers, the queens. In fact, just as a tease at the beginning, I put the symbol of the crown. We seem to create some sort of a hierarchy where we steering teams and staff seem to be the ones who were really pulling the train, and we also generated what we didn't want. We generated the impression that some of the fabulous ladies in the community were like, schoolgirls that needed to be taken care of, to be entertained. And so therefore we started to feel that the commitment wasn't there, and it was our fault, because those who stayed were actually telling us that they wanted to participate differently. So what happened is that we started to say, let's recontract the roles when we invite new people, but also between ourselves. Let's be sure that we give opportunities, that we stop having the queens pulling and pulling and pulling. Let's bring this train ahead altogether. And that is where we come to today, to January 2023, with the readjusted LIS Woman 2.0. A new logo, the goal written clearly into the logo, the purpose. We are international business women that connect in order to impact. We want to have an impact, and we want to have an impact in the working environment of business, because we can be instrumental to creating a business culture that is more inclusive, that is more open to different ideas, to different contributions, that a business context that is really favorable for the women, and we can be the women who can have an impact to make that happen. And that will also mean that we can, invite other ladies. And look at what happened to the train. There are no more queens driving. Everyone is a queen. Is a queen. We all together move ahead the train, and as a symbol of the collective energy, I have decided to take away the little smoke, and to have a sun, to have a sustainable form of energy, which is just the energy of all of us together driving ahead. And we still have the same dream. I mean, basically, we're still in the same type of community. We just want to adjust to a new execution, and we want to continue to ride the highway of the dreams with fun and colors and challenges, maybe a little bit steep, but clearly directed towards connected to impact, towards our purpose. And we still keep that dream, but actually that is adjusted in the sense that, of course, we are a network. Of course, we get to know other people who know other people. Of course, we want to support each other, but we will focus on two essential things. That means that we eliminate the masterminds, and we have sessions only every other Wednesday, which is a first simplification. And those every other Wednesday sessions will be focused on practicing, not just the training where, the steering team is always just offering something, but to really choosing a theme and practicing that theme together so that we can learn together and getting inspirations not only from external speakers, but also from some of us, because everybody will have the opportunity and will be encouraged to present themselves, a challenge, an experience. So we want to see something more of each of us. And when I say a theme, this is another great achievement of the repositioning effort where Agnes helped us in order to be sure that we are, all of us, bringing examples and bringing important themes and practicing on the key skills, the key behaviors that support the purpose of in having an impact, we needed to focus on what Agnes calls the enablers, the positive enablers. What will enable us to fulfill the purpose of committee uh, uh, having an impact in the business world? And those are the 5 themes: being role models and being assertive influencers, having a focus on strengths. Remember, I mentioned striving for excellence, but not on perfection, being feeling good in our skin and using ourselves with, in the best way that we can, and being not afraid of co-creation, of going, new territories, building the resilience to also make some mistakes, and developing personal power and helping others to develop personal power. No, the power that is like, hiding behind the status quo, the expert, the boss, the norms, and then probably most important of all, the strategic being aspect. We tend to do a lot, especially when we are at the beginning of a job. Of course, we need to achieve, to bring some results, to do things, but gradually what we can offer for having a real impact and mobilizing everybody is also having the moment of being and thinking, and not just doing without the moments of reflections, of collective reflections. So those are the themes that we will give to everyone who's going to be a speaker, and that will be, somehow touched upon. And even when we do the stretch and learn, maybe one of us can decide on one theme, sharing one example in one of these areas, and then working and practicing together. So these are the enablers. And let me just recap the essential parts of the new execution. So we're going to have the simplified schedule with bi-weekly meetings. We also thought that it would be good for promotion to invite people, to invite other ladies to experience what it is to be together with a group of other women. And we didn't want to invite new ladies to a community that is already established. So our Wednesdays are sort of sacred, they are for us, they are for the ladies who are already into the community, or can get, offered to be onboarded into the community. But we can have, little events and promotional open events where we promote. This will be something that we do maybe also on one of the Wednesdays, but not the Wednesdays that are ours, that are part of the program. Maybe on a Friday, on a Monday, maybe quarterly. Every 3 months we can maybe invite two former speakers, the 2 of us, and have a panel discussions, and then also, not only invite external people, but also, share the recordings on the new LIS Woman LinkedIn page that we have created, so that we can have that buzz. We can have people experience what it means and be tempted to offer to join. And of course, strengthening the community is an important part, and it is our unique selling point. We're not just a network, we are a community. And so in order to do that, we will need to recontract also between us. The ladies that are into the community today, what is it that we are about, and what do you want to offer? How can you shine? What are your needs? And we're going to talk about that both together and personally, because we need to be sure that when we invite others, so we also are clear about, some of the examples that we can share.